What is your soul asking you to pay attention to today? What is your inner knowing, your intuition, your call from nature, your gut, however, whatever speaks to you in your body, whether you feel like it's just a thought or some sort of connection, whether it's a feeling, what is it saying to you? And are you listening? Are you acting on these desires? And this can be, your intuition can be something as simple as don't do this or do this. Take this opportunity. Don't take this opportunity. You really know you shouldn't eat this. This really doesn't make your body feel good. Telling the difference between your intuition and this lower vibrational part of you that can be limiting thoughts. It's dividing your brain in half and thinking of it in a different way. And in a coaching program I was in, we called it the lower and the higher brain. Some people will call it even the reptilian brain and the higher self. So that can look like your intuition and your thoughts. And so a way to tell the difference, your thoughts will circle around on a loop, the same thing over and over again. And it can be very intrusive and very intense, whatever that may be. And then your intuition can look like thoughts that aren't, they may not always be present. They may be very quiet depending on how you listen to yourself and how often you tune into this voice inside of you. People always say they're crazy when they're having conversations with themselves and when they're talking with themselves, but that is the most sane thing to do. We have so many different layers inside of us, it makes sense to be conversational with ourselves and try and figure out, what is this part of me saying? Because it feels very confusing when we say we are one being, but there are so many different parts of us that speak to us. Our trauma speaks to us, our past experience speaks to us, our intuition, our thoughts, our childhood, all these different things impact us. And yes, we are one being, but these thoughts are a part of us. So finding your way to listen to the difference. Your intuition may be quiet, it may be loud after a while if you're not listening, if you're ignoring. It's almost good if you write it out on paper, and it's the one part of yourself that is doubting every single thing. It's almost like that little bully in your head that is just telling you that you can't do it. Write those thoughts down. Put them on paper. What do they look like? You're too stupid to do this. You're too young. You can't do this. Whatever it is, whatever you're trying to do, accomplish, or just even be. Maybe something as simple as exercising, and you're just trying to get yourself to exercise every day, and you say, I don't deserve this. I am not worthy of this. I'm too fat for this. Then flip it. What does the positive side of your brain say? And this may feel awkward or something that you're not used to if you don't tap into that positive part of your brain. It may feel forced. Listen to it. Try something to tune into that part of yourself, and what does this part of your brain say? You deserve to take care of your body. You are worthy of feeling good, of being present. You know that this thing is going to make you happy if you do this. So when you find yourself at a crossroads with something, it's almost like a pros and cons list, but it's more listening to this deeper part of yourself. What does this lower part of you say? Don't get mad at these thoughts. It's okay if you do, but think of it as these thoughts are trying to protect you. And in turn, they're trying to keep you small. Protection, safety, sometimes looks like smallness, so we can stay out of the way. When we want to take up space, when we want to try different things, do things that are a little bit out of our comfort zone, or take that one course, that one class, sign up for something, do something for ourselves that our soul is deeply calling upon, we might shut that voice down. We might say, I don't know, that doesn't really feel safe, that feels a little scary, I don't know about that. Or someone may doubt us on something or question it, and that's enough for us to write it off and just say, I'm not going to do it. I don't need to do it. But why? And so that's what I'm saying. Dive deeper, ask, write it out, put on one side higher brain, one side lower brain, and write out everything that's coming up for you when you need to make a decision, and really think out the positive and the negative thoughts of it, and try and understand, where do those negative thoughts come from? It's identifying things. Where do these positive thoughts come from, and how are they impacting you? Pay attention to your brain, my loves, because it is constantly teaching us things every day. We idolize our brains in so many ways, and the knowledge that we learn and how we can intellectualize things, and it's beautiful, but our brains are also here to keep us safe. Our ego is here to keep us safe. And so we push down the wisdom of the heart, of our body, which also knows. And yes, our brain is a part of our body, but it's more than that. There are different layers of how our body decides and how our body is in tune with things, and we're discovering the mind is only capable of making so many decisions. I mean, look into the Heart Map Institute. They start talking about how the heart can make decisions, and now we've discovered that our gut is like our second brain. Isn't that amazing? It is not just one organ that can control these decisions or impact our well-being, but it is multiple. It is the full scope. There are layers. There are always layers. And it's uncovering those and having so much love for those that we can make decisions in many different ways, and there's not just one way to do things. There really isn't. And we all do things differently. Like for me, my heart talks to me. I know my intuition talks to me through my emotions. Like, this feels good, this feels bad. And there's different modalities to tune into to try and figure that out and discover that. We all have different ways of being a part of this world and can make an impact. You can make an impact. That's the thing. You can make an impact, and it's so beautiful because we feel so insignificant as humans. And yes, so many things we do and we say and we are insignificant. It's like nothing and everything matters, so make the most of the time that you have here by being present, by creating the life that you want to live. Yes, trauma and unprecedented factors can control so much of the life that you live and the choices that you make, and it is really hard when you aren't given things, when your skin color is different, when you aren't just handed things and you come from a lifetime of generational trauma. Yeah, things are difficult. They really are, and I'm not here to undermine that, but we have a choice here. That doesn't mean that those things don't make it any harder, but we get to choose our thoughts. And then we get to choose how we listen to our intuition, and then we get to choose how we show up in the world. So it's finding the balance. I'm feeling inspired. I noticed that the sun is shining a little bit brighter on me right now than it was when I first started talking. And I take that as a beautiful sign. It is inspiring to share my thoughts with you. Whether you're listening or not, I'm here to share them. I'm here to put them out there. I hope you are able to find the presence that you are looking for and all those distractions. We're all trying to distract ourselves from what's really going on. We all are ultimately craving peace, love, and happiness, and we hide from those things with alcohol, with drugs, with our phones, with food. That is a big one for me, for a lot of people I know. With TV, with people. What are you distracting yourself from? Do you want to be distracting yourself from this thing? Or do you want to be distracting yourself ultimately from yourself, from your thoughts? It can be really scary to confront what is going on. But ultimately, the payoff is huge. To be able to make peace with yourself, to make peace with this body that you have, and wake up, live your days from a state of peace. What kind of distraction is going to give you that long-term gain? It's not even about happiness. Happiness is temporary. Emotions are temporary. It's finding, yes, what does make you happy, and then how can you be present in it? It's not chasing the next thing that's going to give you this next buzz, this next dopamine hit, because that will not satisfy you. No matter how hard you try to distract yourself, you can't. Your soul is speaking to you. It's trying to come out. It's trying to talk to you. So please listen. Don't be afraid. I'm here to support you if you need it. I'm now enrolling new clients, and I would love for you to sign up for a discovery call. It's free. Let's have a 30-minute conversation about how I can support you on your journey, how I can support you on taking next steps to move towards presence, move towards your passions, your dreams. Please find some gratitude in the day before I see you next. Take a moment to write out 5 things that you're grateful for and put them up by your mirror. Say them every day before you go to bed, when you wake up. Be grateful for this life. Be present. Much love.